The Secret Misses. Chapter 921. Adam looked in disdain at him. As good as I am? You? Jasper revealed a pained expression as if he would rather die. Don't you know that in the director's circle, you're the #1 male actor that directors don't want to collaborate with? Be more self-aware, you bastard. Huh? On the basis of what? Why don't they want to collaborate with me? My popularity is soaring high. Adam was instantly furious. If you were not popular, who would be willing to hire you? Don't even talk about how hard it is to serve you, the key thing is still your acting. It's like a freaking roller coaster, sometimes you perform well, sometimes horribly bad. It's hard to grasp it and it's entirely up to your mood, so which director can stand you? Very soon, the lighting and camera were all ready to go. The shoot began. On the greenery-filled balcony, curled up in the hanging circular rattan chair, Sherry was sound asleep. The girl wore male home clothes and her hand held a book carelessly. Her soft, black short hair fluttered under the warm sun and her creamy, flawless skin showed almost no pores could under the camera. She was like the best quality of white jade. A cool breeze brushed against her and the pages fluttered, producing a soft sound. The world was steady, all was tranquil. When everyone saw this scene, this line somehow crossed their minds. Right at that moment, there was a creak and the balcony door was pushed open before a lean figure walked in. When Arthur appeared in the center of the scene, everyone found themselves gasp, including Adam, who could not help but straighten up. At that moment, Arthur wore a gray checkered tuxedo with a white shirt on the inside and a black tie. In his hand was a white velvet blanket. He seemed like the deepest parts of a jungle covered in white snow, revealing a kind of distinct profoundness. It was the same person, but his entire charisma had changed entirely. 1 second ago, he was still a rather gloomy and indifferent young man, but at that very moment he was the epitome of the saying, "The beauty in high places is like a jade, while the handsome young man is unmatched in the world." This kind of breathtaking scene had nothing to do with how one looked, it was all about charisma. Those who knew a little would know that for an actor, charisma was something that could not be seen or touched. It was the hardest element to control. Caleb was so shocked that he immediately stood up and said, "Jesus, how could this be? How did he change into a whole different person once he started acting? Is this really Arthur?" Diego continued to stare steadily at the shoot. Aria had also held her breath and paid rapt attention. She could not help but mumbled, "Am I having an illusion? I feel like Arthur's gaze on Senior is not an act." Arthur's shoot was still going on. Henry walked onto the balcony, his movements gentle as he covered Sherry with the blanket. When he looked at Sherry, his aura changed again as if the spring day had offered a warm breeze, melting the ice a little, and it was as if millions of flowers bloomed in his eyes. After he covered her well, Henry was ready to get up and leave, but he paused because he wanted to take one last look at Sherry. His 2 hands held the handrail as if he had just been bewitched and he could not control himself. Then he very slowly walked closer to Sherry. In those sinking eyes, there was love, rationality, struggle, all of it contained a lot of complicated emotions, and waves crashed within him, making his heart and soul restless. As he was getting even closer to Sherry, almost everyone present had been sucked into the emotional world of Henry and all was silent. Chapter 922. Would Henry actually kiss her? After all, his feelings for Sherry had been suppressed for so long. He was the first to find out that Sherry was a woman and he had been helping her to cover up. He quietly protected her behind the scenes, while he watched her love Adrian. At that moment, Henry was only several breaths away from Sherry and he was about to kiss her in the next second. Hey! Didn't the script say they didn't kiss? What's this punk trying to do? Adam could not bear the tension and suddenly stood up. He felt like there was something about this guy that he did not like, but he could not put a finger on it. Jasper shot him a look unhappily and said in a lowered voice, "Quiet. Don't affect my actors. Your good actor is about to use public means for private reasons." While Adam made a fuss, Henry suddenly closed his eyes, and in that instant, all his mixed emotions, the tension and the uncertain atmosphere suddenly vanished. Henry closed his eyes, stood up and arranged the blanket that had been blown by the wind before sitting on the rattan chair across Sherry. Then, he picked up the book in Sherry's hand and quietly flipped through it as if nothing had just happened, no emotions revealed on his face. All of the crew members seemed to have suddenly woken up from a charming and gentle dream too, returning to reality. Arthur had just performed the most distinct characteristic of Henry, that was subtlety. After all, he had so quickly restrained all of his emotions. Just as everyone present had been shocked quite a few times by Arthur's acting, Luna, who had her eyes closed and pretended to be asleep, did not know anything at all. She had only deducted that the warm breath near her indicated that someone had suddenly closed in on her, then left. Before the person left, she heard a light sigh beside her ear. That voice seemed to have some sort of magic as it lingered in her ear till now, as if narrating the owner suppressed yet deeply felt emotions. Finally, after counting the time silently in her heart, Luna decided that she could open her eyes again. A moment later, Luna moved slightly, and fluttered her long eyelashes a few times before slowly opening up her eyes. The moment Luna opened her eyes, she saw that opposite her was a man holding a book, and his head was tilted as he sat there reading. When he heard her waking up, the man slowly looked up and the layer of ice that separated him from the world instantly cracked. With his gentle and loving eyes, looked at her. "You're awake." Having just opened up her eyes and being met with such an intense gaze, Luna skipped a beat, then she was just dumbfounded. That was right. For the first time in history, Luna did a bad take. Aria was shocked. Diego looked delighted while Caleb was completely stupefied. He thought that Arthur would make a bad take, but no one expected that it would be Luna. The person who was most shocked was definitely Adam. Damn it, he had actually lived long enough to see Luna do a bad take. Jasper also reacted after a moment of shock. He quickly called, "Cut," and started laughing. "Luna, why were you stunned? Did you really fall asleep earlier?" Luna regained her senses and got up from the rattan chair. She could not help but look at Arthur again. In that instance earlier, why did the feeling this person give her feel so similar to the devil's? Chapter 923. Luna pinched the space between her brows and apologized. "I'm sorry, Director, I was accidentally distracted." "No worries, the first half was perfect. We can use all of it, so let's just shoot from the part where you're waking up," Jasper said delightedly. Before this, he had been worried that Arthur was too reserved and that he would not be good at acting emotional scenes, but who knew that he would be so good? That gaze of his was so on point. He could already predict that when the movie was released, even though he was only the second lead and did not have Diego's bedazzling looks, he would still garner many fans with this emotional side of his. "Okay." Luna answered absent-mindedly and could not help but look for Arthur's figure amidst the crowd. When they were not acting, Arthur returned to being non-existent, drowning in the sea of people. Luna was pensively looking at the man who was reading his script, when Adam suddenly appeared beside her and pulled her over. "Luna, come over here." "What is it?" Adam scratched his head and said mysteriously, "Luna, did you notice that the way this guy acted earlier felt especially like my uncle?" "Duh. If you felt it, would I not? Didn't you see how I had done a bad take?" Luna said annoyedly. In the corner, Caleb walked to Arthur excitedly to strike a conversation with him. "Hey, Arthur, you were so cool earlier. Even that person who likes to haul others around was so shocked by you that she did a bad take. Did you really self-learn all of your acting skills? Do you have any secrets?" "No." Caleb rambled on for practically half a day, yet received only a one-word reply, so he instantly looked unhappy and returned to his seat. "Pfft. Acting all cool, he's just a newbie with an ordinary name, regular looks and aura. We don't even know where's he from, maybe he has some impressive background." If he really did have such a background, he naturally did not need to mix around with them because he had no need to waste his time on them. "It's just a broke person doing his job," Diego said suddenly. When Caleb heard this, he asked, "Diego, have you asked around?" "See, I knew it. Based on his looks, I knew he would not have any huge support behind him." After they rested for a while, the shoot continued. On the sunlit balcony, the man sat on the chair with a book in his hand, his long fingers flipping the book for a while. His body exuded the air of an aristocrat's. The girl slept in the rattan chair opposite him and she was slowly opening her eyes. "You're awake." The man looked up, his eyes even more attractive than the sun, and he looked at her with tenderness that did not invade her personal space but engulfed her with warmth. "Luna, Luna," dialogue. Jasper anxiously reminded not too far away. However, Luna continued to stare stunned at Arthur, doing a bad take again. Jasper was speechless. What was going on? Why did he feel like the way Luna looked at Arthur was not right? Had she practically fallen into the river of love? After he shouted, "Cut," Jasper called Luna over to remind her, "Luna, watch your eyes, you're not expressing yourself correctly." In this show, Sherry treats Henry as a friend. She does not have any feelings for him, so you can't look like you're moved. Chapter 924. Adam's mouth twitched as he listened to Jasper's words and he looked at Luna's speechless expression. In the corner, Caleb had brought out a bag of sunflower seeds and was chewing on them as he watched the show. Arya looked worried. She was slightly concerned for Luna and at the same time, confused. It was such an easy scene, but why had Luna done a bad take again? This was not right. As she listened to Jasper's reminder, Luna wiped her face and calmed herself down. "Director, I understand, let's do it again. I can definitely do it this time." Okay, one more time." Jasper indicated for everyone to start again. Under the sunlight, Luna slowly opened her eyes. "You're awake?" 1 second. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. Luna was stunned again, but she reacted in time and was about to continue with the dialogue. When the man saw her staring at him in surprise, he suddenly smiled and those charming eyes smiled too. Well, that was it then. Because of this smile, Luna was thoroughly taken aback. A bad take for the third time. Luna indicated that she was mentally tired. Jasper cleared his throat. "Luna, are you not feeling well today? I'll give everyone a 10-minute break." Then, he told all the crew members to rest and left Luna alone to adjust herself. Caleb sighed and shook his head, then said to Arya, "This is your idol, Senior. Look, this is her real level of talent. Just one day and she has returned to her original form. It's such a simple scene, yet she has done a bad take 3 times. She can't even memorize the most simple dialogues. I thought she was so good, but it turns out that she only knows how to act cool. Senior is just not feeling too well today. Why are you gloating? You'd better worry about yourself. Later, you and Diego have a kissing scene," Arya pointed out. The moment she said that, Caleb's face instantly looked as black as the bottom of a pot and Diego did not look too happy either. That was right, the two of them did have a kissing scene today. At that moment, Luna was lying on the chair drearily. Adam arrogantly stood above her and said condescendingly, "They just act quite similarly. Look at you. Can you not be so weak?" Luna was a little annoyed. "You don't know anything, you only blabber on." Was that only a little similar? I really thought that Theo had possessed his body. Especially when he smiled at me earlier, did you notice that? He was practically seducing me to make mistakes. When did he smile? Are you hallucinating? Adam was speechless. Luna indicated that she was mentally tired and did not want to speak. She thought that from that angle earlier, she was probably the only one who saw it. Is it really that similar? Adam was an outsider after all, so he could not know how Luna felt. However, based on her reaction, he must have seemed quite alike. It's not about his looks, it's just the feeling. I can't describe it to you. Say, do you think that Arthur is actually Theo in disguise? Adam was speechless. Did you read too many martial arts novels? What kind of disguise can someone use to that level? Do you really think there's such thing as a human skin mask? Luna mumbled, who said there isn't? Adam thought about it. There's such a thing, but even if it was the world's highest level of face reconstruction skills from Hollywood special effects team, they could not achieve this effect. I've looked quite closely. If it was a disguise, there's practically no flaws. Luna touched her chin. Pfft, Hollywood special effects team is nothing. The two chatted for a while and Luna could not sit any longer, so she suddenly stood up. No. What's up with you? I need to clarify the situation, Luna said as she made her way to Arthur. Chapter 925. What's there to talk about? Is she crazy? Behind her, Adam mumbled. Luna walked straight to Arthur and stopped before him. Arthur noticed that someone had come close, so he looked up from his script. When he saw who it was, he greeted, "Senior." Luna scratched her head. Damn it, no way. How could it be the devil? Before they finished work yesterday, this guy had even ran over to get her signature, saying that he was her fan. Senior? When he saw Luna standing there without a word, Arthur called out again. Nothing, I just wanted to look for you and casually chat. Your acting skills are quite good, but I want to know a little bit about why you chose to interpret Henry's character this way, Luna said as her eyes skimmed the man's face like an X-ray. It was just an ordinary face without any special features and no traces of a disguise. His expressions were very natural too. If it was really a disguise, probably no one in this world could do it to such a detailed level. Luna had looked for half a day without any clues, feeling like she could only give up. If she could, she really wanted to just peel his layer of skin off to look. After analyzing the script, I thought this was the most suitable way to represent Henry, Arthur answered naturally. Luna looked at him open and closed his mouth to speak, and then at his eyes that had made her lose focus. She felt like there was a strong attraction pulling at her and she really wanted to know whether he was really Theo. Thus, unknowingly, she had not restrained herself and extended her hand to reach for the man's face. The moment Luna's fingers touched Henry, a strong force pulled her from behind and all the way to a corner. Adam shouted, "Damn it. Luna, are you crazy? You're on the set. So what? Can't I rehearse with him? What are you being so nervous for?" Luna said matter-of-factly. Would someone rehearse like that? The way your eyes looked at him was as if you wished you could peel him layer by layer. Do you want to start a scandalous rumor before the movie is even released? Luna coughed. Was it that extreme? You think? Adam rolled his eyes at her. Wake up, okay? What are you thinking about? I think you've just gone crazy missing my uncle. Anyone would look like him in your eyes if that were the case. Luna rubbed her forehead. I am probably a little crazy. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Senior, are you okay? At that moment, Arya had walked over, looking concerned. Then she lowered her voice to ask, Senior, are you on your period? Shall I go and get you some brown sugar water? When she saw the worried girl, Luna laughed. No, don't worry, thank you. You're welcome, all the best, Senior, I believe in you. Arya pumped her fist. Luna looked at Arya and a thought suddenly crossed her mind. She remembered that on the first day, the first scene they had shot was when Arya had sat on her lap. At that point of time, Arthur did not have any special reactions. Then again, Arthur was almost non-existent then, so she had not paid much attention, but she was not quite sure now. Very quickly, 10 minutes had passed. The fourth take began. Luna, you okay? Jasper asked worriedly. Luna flashed an okay sign. No problem. Nothing more than 3 times. Even if this dude was Theo, there was no way she would do a bad take for the 4th time. Chapter 926. Are you awake? Luna yawned and stretched lazily, then she pulled out the pillow behind her, hugged it and remained lost in thought. Even though Sherry was in a male disguise, she had just woken up. Furthermore, she was before Henry who knew her identity. In such an unguarded situation, the initially strict and unruly aura used to intentionally maintain her masculine image faded away. Her expression was soft and some of her hair was sticking up from her head as if she was a blur little cat, making her look extraordinarily cute. In that instant, all the crew members and actors were blown away by her cuteness. Oh. Senior is so cute. So cute. How can she be so cute? Who knew that Senior would have this side to her? Arya whipped out her handphone and started snapping excitedly. Worthy of a senior. Too amazing. The sunflower seeds in Caleb's hand fell to the floor. As he watched the scene of the girl looking soft and vulnerable in the rattan chair as she hugged her pillow, his cheeks started to heat up. Whoa. To hell with this. He actually thought that this annoying person was quite cute too. Diego was stunned as well. The change from an extremely annoying and despicable man to such an obedient and cute girl was such a drastic difference, even more than Arthur's change earlier. Is it a good read? Sherry tilted her head and looked at the complete works of Shakespeare book in his hand. Hide it well, said the man as he looked at her. In fact, the man's tone was lowered now and he seemed not to be very happy. What? Sherry did not understand the random words he just uttered, innocence and confusion written all over her face. Before Henry, she was completely displaying her genuine personality. The man did not say anything. He just flipped open to one of the pages and passed the book to her. Sherry looked down and saw that the page Henry opened had been unknowingly filled with a single person's name, scrawled by her. It was filled up, all of it was, Adrian, Adrian. Sherry's cheeks turned scarlet and she snatched the book back. Annoying. How can you simply look at someone else's book? Then, she angrily stomped out of the balcony with her book. Behind her, the man looked at the girl's departing figure with a mix of helplessness and an urge to laugh. However, once all of that had faded, there remained loneliness and profoundness, an inner turmoil that one could not fathom. Very good. Done. Jasper breathed a sigh of relief, then laughed. Luna, your performance this time was good. It was the feeling I completely wanted to capture. It was even better than he had imagined. He wanted to achieve the image of a female lead that could touch the depths of people's hearts, no matter if she was playing a male or female persona. Luna was very good at acting as a man, to the point that he was almost worried that she would not be good as a woman. Indeed, he had worried unnecessarily. Arthur's performance today was not bad too. Keep it up. Jasper was not stingy with compliments towards Arthur too. Having a heart that appreciated talent, he had even considered helping Arthur find a suitable management company. Otherwise, if such a valuable seedling like him walked the wrong path, that would be such a waste. After the scene was done, Luna kept on wanting to get close to Arthur, but she kept being stopped by Adam. You stop right there. Don't bother me. If I don't bother about you and you cook up a scandal, wait till Stacy hates your guts. Stacy is not that cruel. Huh, she's not that cruel. You're too naive. If you want to die, I won't stop you. Chapter 927. Adam was sullen now. He would never admit that he could not measure up to Theo. And now a newbie had suddenly appeared out of nowhere, making Luna completely ignore him. How could he stand this? When he saw Luna still being restless and uneasy, Adam said helplessly, "Why don't I help you investigate this dude's background?" Yes. Luna immediately nodded. Luna looked at the shooting schedule for the day and realized sadly that she and Arthur only had that day's scene together. Most of the movie's plot revolved around the male and female lead. While the second male lead did not have many parts, most of his scenes were with the female lead. Up next was Diego and Caleb's scene, which was a kissing scene between both of the men. The plot was about how Diego realized that his feelings towards the female lead were becoming increasingly odd, so he was suspicious if he actually liked men. In his panic and a pressure to find out for himself, he tested it out on Caleb. This scene was the most important comedy in this entire movie. Most of Caleb's scenes were quite funny, and if he took on his character well, he would actually be very likable. Come over here. Adrian crushed the cigarette in his hand and suddenly called Brian, who was busy playing games, over. What is it? Brian was glued to his game and did not even look up. Adrian just walked over, then gripped Brian's chin and inched closer. Ugh. Just when they were about to join their lips, the both of them turned around and gagged. All of the crew members laughed. This scene ran through more than 10 times of bad takes before it finally passed, and the two men immediately ran off to rinse their mouths when they were done. After thoroughly gargling their mouths, Caleb leaned drearily on the chair and said, "Karma gets back at you quickly in life. I won't gloat over other people's misfortunes anymore." Diego used his handkerchief to wipe his mouth, then shot Caleb a nasty look. He instantly turned his head away in clear disdain. "Pfft. What's with the scorn? You're the one who forcefully kissed me. I'm the biggest victim here." Arya laughed until she could stand straight up anymore as she watched the comical duo. While everyone was still chuckling about the shoot, the director's assistant suddenly brought in a girl who seemed like she was there to visit the set. When he saw the girl behind the director's assistant, Caleb was instantly resurrected to life again. Whoa. Chick alert. Major chick. And she's totally my type. A tall and mature older woman. Caleb was so excited that his entire body heated up. Diego straightened up too, his expression changing. Was that the Sterling family's daughter, Tiffany? Why would she be here? He had seen her once when he followed his father to join a banquet. Even now, he definitely would not mistake her presence with her strong aura. When she saw Caleb, Diego, and all the men salivating over the woman, Arya puffed up her cheeks unhappily. What's so pretty about her? Her face is like a poker stick, as though someone owes her a lot of money or something. Why do you men always like women like this? Ha ha ha, I think you're jealous. Caleb teased. Who's jealous? Arya was akin to a cat whose tail had been stepped on. While she did look sweet and pretty, she did indeed envy those tall, cool beauties with charisma. Who's that beauty? It doesn't make sense that I don't have any impression of her if she were a celebrity, Caleb asked. That's Imperial's #1 socialite, Tiffany, answered Diego. Chapter 928. Hey. No way. Caleb instantly widened his eyes and exclaimed, How do you know? Do you guys know each other? When he saw Caleb's admiration for their acquaintance, Diego's vanity surged. We've met once at a banquet. She wouldn't be here to see you, would she? Caleb suddenly asked. Diego shook his head. We're not that close, so she shouldn't be. Actually, he really wanted to know for himself the reason she was here. Could she be here to see Adam? After all, in the socialite circle, Adam had the most fans. Is she here to see Adam? Arya asked, reading Diego's mind. Caleb scratched his head. She shouldn't be. Adam is not a member of our team. He's just here to visit Luna. How can Miss Tiffany chase celebrities all the way here? Then, that's weird, since you say that she's Tiffany and we're all a group of newbies. There's no one else who'd be in the position to invite a lady of such a noble standing, would there? Arya was confused. Miss Tiffany, this way please. Luna bro has already told us beforehand that you'd be here, said the assistant as the cast and crew evaluated the beauty beside her without batting an eyelid. Thank you. Tiffany nodded slightly, thinking that the way the assistant addressed Luna was a little weird. Luna bro? Was it because Luna was disguised as a male for the movie? Is Luna in her male disguise today? Tiffany asked hesitantly. The assistant nodded excitedly. Yes. These 2 days, she'll be in full male disguise. Luna bro is so handsome. Too bad you didn't come yesterday. The shoot yesterday was truly brilliant. Really? Tiffany felt like she missed out, but when she thought about how she could very soon see the Prince Charming she had long missed, her heart could not help but start to race. Luna bro, your friend's here to visit, the assistant yelled over to Luna, who had just changed and was going through a scene with the director. Luna subconsciously looked towards the assistant's direction. For the next shoot, Luna had changed into a different outfit. She was in a studded black leather aviation jacket, washed-out jeans, and boots with over-the-top prints, while her hair was styled to look disheveled, her fringe falling a little over her eyes. It was a very similar look that she had the day she had appeared at Cleo's bungalow. The moment she saw Luna, Tiffany's heart skipped a beat as if she had traveled back in time to when she had met her Prince Charming for the first time. After Luna exchanged a few words with the director, she went up to greet her. "Tiffany, you're here. Why didn't you give me a call beforehand? I could go and receive you." Tiffany looked at her, stunned. Her eyes reddened and tears had welled up. Luna panicked and she quickly held her by the shoulders. "What's wrong? Is your brother being mischievous again?" Tiffany shook her head. No. Then? I'm just happy." Tiffany bashfully looked down. "I thought I'd never see you again." Luna knew that she was actually referring to her alter ego, Mr. Wood. Luna did still feel some guilt towards Tiffany as she had accidentally stolen her heart but could not be responsible for it. However, when they had met for the first time, she never would have thought that they would become such good friends in the future. Luna lightly hugged Tiffany and softly consoled her. "Silly, how could that even be possible? You'll get to see me every day from now on. Whenever you want to." Tiffany nodded happily. Not too far away, Adam looked as if he had seen a ghost. Jesus. Before this, Tiffany had been on a blind date with his uncle, so was she not considered Luna's love rival? What was going on now? As he was still in shock, he felt a chill run up his spine and a familiar cold presence around him. Chapter 929. This terrifying feeling was just too familiar. Something in Adam prompted him to turn around and look towards Arthur, where the chills were coming from. Then, he saw Arthur something shocking. The man raised his hand to pinch the space between his brows. That was a small habit that his uncle did when he was trying to suppress his emotions. The same action done by a different person felt entirely distinct, yet Arthur was acting precisely the same as Theo. Furthermore, Arthur was currently not in front of the camera lens. Whoa! Could Arthur really be his uncle in disguise? Were Luna's instincts so scarily accurate? Adam was bewildered and uncertain whether to rush over to tell Luna. However, at that moment, the other guy seemed to have noticed his line of sight and a merciless chill was suddenly emitted from that pair of eyes, intimidatingly locking him down to the spot. That was a warning. Adam's spine instantly turned rigid and he stood frozen, his survival skills reflexively making him clam his mouth. Uncle. I did not see anything. I won't say anything." Some time passed. A moment later, when the man was certain he would not be a big mouth, the terrifying warning from his eyes had washed away, he closed his eyes to recuperate. Adam was so frightened that his entire back had been layered with cold sweat. Oh. It was true that with Luna, all sorts of magical things could happen. This was too exciting. At the same time, on the set, Luna was happily chatting to Tiffany, oblivious to everyone else. No one knew that Adam had just experienced shock and was currently in his new lease of life. Whoa. Miss Tiffany is actually here for that punk. See. You were just saying how good your senior was, but she's got less integrity than all of us combined. I'm so annoyed. Why would this Miss Tiffany be so close to her? She must be deceived by all her smooth talking. Tiffany was obviously a noble and cool mature woman, but before Luna, she had turned into a softie. This was incredibly illogical. Arya stared straight at the two of them, then kicked Caleb. Shut up. Senior is a woman, all right? Caleb laughed. Oh, you still remember she's a woman? Then, why are you so angry and jealous for? Shut up. Arya answered him with a kick to his shins again. Among the crew, Luna was the gentlest and closest to her, so she always thought that she was the most special. Alas, now a woman of noble standing had suddenly popped up to be intimate with Luna. How in the world could she be happy about this? After Tiffany arrived, Luna immediately put aside everything temporarily and pulled her aside to have a seat on the chair. I'm sorry, Luna, I wanted to come earlier but I had to watch my brother. Tiffany said helplessly. How's your brother now? Luna asked. He slept as soon as he came back last night and he stayed at home today too. He seemed like he was in a bad mood, but he did become much more docile, answered Tiffany. Because of the latest ruckus. S. grandfather almost had a fatal heart attack and her father had lost control again. Their mother was busy with work and was rarely home. Now, she had to put everything aside to take care of her brother. She also ordered the servants to inform her about everything first, especially disallowing anyone to call their grandfather. Otherwise, the consequences would be unthinkable if any trouble arose again. Until now, she still had lingering fears when she thought about the last time her brother had caused trouble. Chapter 930. That's good then. Luna nodded, although she knew as well as Tiffany did that Margot probably would not sit still for long. To completely tame him was an almost impossible feat. After being warned earlier, Adam sat quietly in a corner, but when he heard this, he could not help but explode. Please. Luna, you spent so much effort in the game last night to help this woman? How did the two of you even get to know each other? None of your business. Don't cut us women off. She chatted a while more with Tiffany before the shooting began again. Luna let Tiffany have her seat, then she put a cushion behind her before she covering her with a blanket. Then, she got Bonnie to buy her a cup of hot cocoa before she actually set off to start work. A chilly gust blew past him and something came to Adam's mind. We're both here to visit you, so why are we treated so differently? Why? It really is hose over bros for you. Adam's expression turned gloomy as he gritted his teeth. He scoffed to himself. Since you're so mean to me, I'll be mean to you too. I definitely won't tell you who Arthur really is, you little punk. You're dead. He stole a look at Arthur and saw that he had returned to his usual calmness. Had he not seen it for himself, he would have thought he had been dreaming. When Tiffany saw Adam's grumpiness, she gave him a piece of dessert. Want some? No. Adam grumbled, then he glared at her. How do the two of you know each other? Tiffany recalled sweetly, we met at one of Cleo's parties. Luna was in a male disguise. Then, some stuff happened and thankfully, she rescued me. The next time we met was in my house. Tiffany inarticulately rambled on about the process of how she knew Luna. After Adam finished listening, Adam indicated that his view of the world had been entirely turned upside down. She had somehow made her own love rival become his uncle's rival. This Luna is inhumane. He suddenly felt a random pity towards his uncle. When she saw the shoot was about to begin, Tiffany immediately sat up and said, I won't talk to you anymore, I want to watch Luna act. She watched the set in full focus with the expression of a complete fan. Before the shoot, Luna suddenly walked over to Adam and said in a low voice, later, look out for that guy's reactions. Adam naturally knew she was talking about Arthur. He asked guiltily, what are you playing out in this next scene? Sofa stuff. Wait, what the hell is sofa stuff? Luna, do not court disaster. This scene was between Luna and Diego. The movie's male lead, Adrian, was excellent in every aspect except for one thing. He was at a loss before girls, his IQ and EQ all rendered useless. The male lead actually had a crush on a girl for quite a long time, but because of this problem of his, he did not know how to court her. In the living room, the usually meticulous-looking Adrian now looked haggard. His hair was messy and he had dark eye circles. He sat limply on the sofa, looking dreary. At that moment, a handsome-looking Sherry walked in, creating a stark contrast to Adrian. My master Diego, it's just going after a girl. Does it really trouble you to this extent? Sherry said as she took out 2 cans of beer from the fridge, one of which was given to Adrian. Chapter 931. Adrian took a gulp and said in distress, I really don't know how I should do it. Sherry drank from the can and looked at it, a bitterness filling her eyes. Right in front of me is such a brilliant and high-spirited young man, yet he's so incredibly lonely and desolate. Sherry very quickly covered up the emotions in her eyes as she put down the can and sat right down beside Adrian. Is it that hard? Come here, let me teach you. Now, I shall be you, you be the girl. Adrian looked like he had just found his savior. Okay, then what do I do? You don't do anything. Sherry said as she extended her arm on the sofa behind Adrian. This posture made the two of them very closely instantly. Adrian frowned in confusion, unsure about what he was supposed to do. In the next second, Sherry's gaze suddenly turned to stare intently at the man before her. "I like you. Shall we go on a date?" The instant she said it, her expression and gaze changed completely. On her face was the look of someone deeply in love who thought about her crush day and night but could not have them. It was filled with suppression and passion. It was fanatical to the point that it could destroy everything, but at the same time, it was so gentle as if it could warmly hold everything. From the genuineness of her expression and words, instead of her teaching Adrian how to confess to girls, it would be more apt to say that she was confessing to Adrian herself. When faced with the pair of breathtaking eyes that were also filled with feverish passion, Diego was immediately stunned. "You." It was a good thing his reaction fit the reaction of the characters in the script. Adrian had also been stunned by Sherry's gaze. When they all watched this scene, all of the crew members, especially the girls, sighed and almost sobbed. Oh, to be cornered by Prince Charming. How I wish I was Adrian. I'm about to melt from this gaze. Adrian must be completely dense in the head if he can't tell that Sherry likes him. Adam was entranced by the shoot, only regaining his senses when he listened to all the girls' noisy chatter beside him. He quickly glanced towards Arthur in a corner. It was a good thing that when Luna was acting, a certain someone's reaction was rather calm. Or, at least, he looked calm from the outside. Good. Cut. That was very good. Jasper shouted in satisfaction. Diego breathed a sigh of relief as if freed from the weight of a burden. He had thought that Luna would try to topple on him again but did not expect that it would be this smooth. In fact, it was so smooth that he almost could not believe it, that he had completely been absorbed into the scene by her perfect actions, finishing the scene without even realizing it. When they were done, Luna quickly pulled Adam into a corner. How? Did Arthur have any odd reactions? Adam considered for a while between brotherhood and his life, then he firmly answered, "Nope, all was normal. In fact, Bro Sheldon just called me back earlier to report that Arthur was just an ordinary salaryman who learned to act by himself, so don't always imagine the wildest things, okay?" Luna stroked her chin. "I must miss him too much because I've been so busy recently that I don't have time to date the boss." Please, the next time you want to display your affection, can you offer a warning beforehand?" He had been force-fed this public display of affection. At that moment, Tiffany answered a phone call, then rushed over. "Luna, you acted really well. I wish I could watch longer, but sadly, I have to go. Someone just called from home and said that my brother has run out again. Why does this punk keep causing trouble?" Luna frowned and said worriedly, "Then, you be careful on the road. If you need my help, call me anytime." I will. Oh, wait, I have something to give you." Chapter 932. As Luna took out the high-quality customized apparels from the studio, she proudly announced, "These are the next season's latest products from my studio. They're not on the market yet, but I've set one aside for you. If you don't think it's too shabby, feel free to take it home and wear it anytime." "Oh my gosh, it's so pretty." Tiffany took the dress out to have a look and her eyes shone, full of pleasant surprise. "Why would I find this shabby? This dress is so beautiful. But I don't have anything to return the favor with. I wanted to buy you some clothes the last time, but that didn't even happen." Adam did not know how to make sense of this ridiculous situation unfolding before him. He was not as good at coaxing girls as Luna. Tiffany was just here to visit and she had a carefully prepared present for her. Why did he not get any? Fine. Good thing. Good that he got nothing. Good thing that Luna had always been this mean to him. Or else, ha ha ha. "Luna, I'm leaving now. You'd better act well, don't attract any moths, don't smoke or drink, don't get into fights, and most importantly, don't randomly hook up with girls again, not even unintentionally. Just be good, alright?" Adam offered his sincere and earnest advice, being extremely benevolent. It was not that he did not want to tell her about his suspicions, but from the start, he had prickles crawling on his back and he knew without a doubt the consequences if he leaked anything out. "Blondie, why are you acting all crazy? Luna had nothing to say to him. She felt like Adam was being weird. Nothing. Whatever it is, remember your bro's words. I'm really going now. Bye-bye. The ominous presence behind him felt increasingly intimidating, so after bidding Luna farewell, Adam practically whizzed out of the place. He had finally left a certain person's line of sight and walked briskly to the car park. At last, he had just felt fantastically relieved when he saw that a person was standing before his car. It was Arthur. You uncle. Adam turned pale and almost wet his pants as he rushed to address him with a stutter. He subconsciously looked around, then noticing that the underground car park was dimly lit and that there was no one around, he suddenly felt like he was about to be silenced forever. The man was silently leaning on the bonnet as his long fingers gently pinched a cigarette. The cigarette butt was glowing and his expression was hidden in the shadows. His silence only made one panic even more. Cough, uncle, I didn't really think it really was you. I swear that I'll definitely keep it a secret. I'll definitely not tell Luna. You saw me earlier. I didn't say anything and, of course, when I get back, I'll definitely not secretly tell her either. Adam swore on his life, yet the man did not respond. At that moment, Arthur had an eerie aura around him and Adam felt his forehead break out in cold sweat. He almost could not bear it, so he gritted his teeth and continued to say, when it's necessary, I'll help you cover up. The moment he said that unseen tense pressure that had been gripping onto his neck suddenly vanished. The man looked down and crushed his cigarette, his low and hoarse voice instantly returning to the one Adam was familiar with. Good. Then, he turned around and left. That one word had practically frightened Adam till he had goosebumps. Damn it. If he had said something wrong earlier, would he have really been killed? Even if he was not his real nephew, surely he did not have to be this cruel. Did he have to scare him like that? It was a good thing that even though he had a million questions in his heart, he had restrained himself from asking. Chapter 933. After work, Luna wanted to drop by the studio to have a look, but after thinking again, she decided to go to Platinum Palace first. The shooting schedule would only get increasingly busy after this and she would have less time to be with the devil and baby little treasure later on. When she walked past the florist, she felt the sudden urge to buy a huge bouquet of fiery red roses. In the living room, Theo was dressed in casual house clothes, reading the papers. That flawlessly sharp jaw, long legs and lean body of his, was like an oil painting that pleased her eyes. Luna had unknowingly stood there to admire him for quite a while until Theo noticed her gaze on him. He looked up, then saw the huge bouquet of roses in the girl's hands as she stared at him. When she met his eyes, Luna abruptly returned to her senses and happily hopped over, stuffing the flowers into his embrace. Big boss, these are for you. Theo was stumped for words, his cold jaw significantly softening. Thank you. He accepted the bouquet and sniffed the dewy petals. Not only was his cool face even more radiant with the roses, it had become even more bedazzling and as beautiful as the image in a high-definition television. Luna held her cheeks in her palms and was entranced as she mumbled, "Sigh, seriously, you're not some kind of evil spirit, are you? I feel like I'm about to be charmed by you." What? He raised his brows. Those lightly raised brows had once again caused Luna's heart to race and she muttered, "How dare you ask? You're the one who made me unable to focus during the shoot. I keep thinking that this actor in our group is so similar to you. I was really possessed by the devil and your poison attacked my heart." Back then when she used to shoot movies, she would never be distracted by anything. The man lightly caressed the rose petals and smiled, his low hoarse voice ringing in her ears. "You want to try attacking the poison with poison? Stop seducing her again." All Luna said was, "Oh," then she jumped onto him, the petals crushed in their embrace all falling to the ground. Theo laughed as he hugged her and sighed, "I'm only afraid that one day you'll immune to this poison." Luna had noticed his uneasy emotions, so she instantly retorted, "No way. This poison has no antidote. In fact, it's one of a kind. Once poisoned, other poisons won't work. You." Theo rubbed her head and then said seriously, I looked through your script. There are still quite a number of dangerous scenes, so you must watch your own safety. You're not allowed to work too hard, you understand? I know. Luna nodded. Even though the movie's more dangerous and exciting scenes were no more than the ones in the role for the movie Isabella had stolen from her, there were still quite a number of them. There were more fighting scenes in this one and even a scene involving a fall from a cliff, but as long as there were safety precautions, there definitely would be no problems. At night, in the study room, Theo received a call from Alex. Hello. Boss, there's something I need you to advise me on. Spill. Based on what the subordinates heard, Miss Luna's movie seems to have already started shooting. Before this, you wanted to arrange for Brody to enter the crew to protect Miss Luna. So, how about now? Alex asked. These 2 days, Brody and Bruce had not dared to speak to the boss, so they kept bugging him instead. It was then up to him to ask what the boss thought. Chapter 934. Boss, do you need me to arrange for Brody to disguise as part of the crew? Or Bruce? Alex asked carefully. There's no need. Alex had been nervously figuring out how to pose this question for half a day, but all he got from the boss was a 2-word answer before he hung up. Could it be because there were not that many dangerous scenes in this movie? No, wait, with boss's personality, even if there was only one dangerous scene, he would not take things so lightly. Assistant Alex, how did it go? What did boss say? Is he letting me or Brody go? When they saw Alex hang up, Brody and Bruce, who had been waiting on the sidelines for a long time, quickly rushed up to ask. Alex looked at the two of them and replied, None of you have to go. The boss said that he doesn't need anyone there. When they heard this, Brody and Bruce looked at each other, their expressions in disbelief. Assistant Alex, are you sure? Why? Alex was quite speechless at their reaction. The two of you, Bruce, when you were delegated this task by the boss from the start, it was you who rejected the job. Brody, let's not talk about you neglecting your duties and leading Miss Luna into danger. Knowing the boss, do you think he would use the two of you again? You should just give up and not think about it anymore. The boss might have already delegated someone else to protect her. How can that be? I've asked around. None of our bros have been sent over. Bruce said agitatedly. Could it be someone from the secret department? Have we been thoroughly discarded by the big boss? Brody looked disappointed. Alex shook his head. I've already pointed the both of you to the best pathway, yet you didn't take it, so who's to blame now? But don't worry, it's not that serious. The boss just didn't delegate an important task to you. How is this not serious? Bruce's face turned beetroot as he shouted. He was really regretting it now. He was once the boss's highest regarded subordinate, even the duty of protecting the lady boss had been assigned to him, but he had ruined it for himself, no thanks to his own arrogance and conceitedness. After she returned home to Platinum Palace, Luna was about to fall asleep when her phone suddenly rang. When she saw who the sender of the message was, her expression changed in the next second. It was Trevor. Ever since she had returned from DC, she had not received any news from him, so she almost forgot about what had happened. Why did the first senior brother message her now? Luna's instincts told her that it was nothing good. The last message he had sent was about an S-level mission about a marriage proposal, almost scaring her to death. Nonetheless, such a thing could not be resolved by simply avoiding it. With a heavy expression, Luna struggled and at last, she clicked on the message. On the screen were these words, bar number 8. See you half an hour later. There was just a venue and time. How outrageously simple, like Trevor's usual style, not giving anyone the possibility of rejecting him. Why would first senior brother invite her out to meet at the bar tonight? Luna stood up and walked back and forth in her house, then she replied, What is it? Trevor only replied with 2 words, arrive quickly. God damn it. Could he not tell her what was going on first so she could at least prepare herself mentally instead of being scared to death like the last time? Luna angrily replied again, You tell me what is happening first. On the screen, your message was not sent successfully. Damn it. She had almost forgotten that Trevor had only allowed her the limit of one message a day. Damn it, this is so annoying. Luna scratched her hair in frustration, then she quickly packed up and prepared to leave. Before she left, she turned back and brought with her the gun that Theo had given her. Chapter 935. First senior brother had unexpectedly returned again. What could it be this time? Luna was worried. 1,000 possibilities permutated in her mind on the way there, every one of them bloody and atrocious. She reached the bar right on time half an hour later. Luna did not have the time to change when she received the message, so she was still wearing her male outfit. She stepped into the bar, which was washed in green light, in her black riding gloves and black boots. This was one of Imperial's busiest bars, and that time was also peak hour. In the center of the stage, a sexy dancer was gyrating on the pole, and the entire place was filled with booming music and clamor. This was obviously not the kind of meeting point that fit first senior brother's personality, so it really surprised her. As for second senior brother, on the other hand, he would definitely like it. Luna wove through the crowd and was stopped by a few girls on the way. At last, she finally noticed a familiar shadow in the corner, far away from the stage. The man wore his gold-rimmed glasses as always. His polite and courteous demeanor stood out from the noisy bar. Of course, this aesthetic angle of him was just the surface. Luna stood 3 steps away from Trevor and hesitated to move closer, wary of deceit. When he saw Luna stood there unmoving, impatience flashed across the man's eyes. Come over. Luna flew over and sat down, although she left an arm's length between them and her back was tensed up. First senior brother, you've called me over this time because... In a flash, Trevor suddenly whipped out a huge bouquet of flowers from behind him. Luna's spine gave way and she almost collapsed before him. Huh? Not again. Trevor did not say anything, only studying her with murderous eyes. Was he giving flowers or murdering someone on another's behalf? Luna could only nervously accept the bouquet. However, she was silently cursing and laughing on the inside. No wonder the entire organization was full of single men. They were all crazy. If she did not increase their EQ, all of them would probably be single until the day they died. What was different from the last time was that this time, a certain someone did not ask Trevor to kneel down on one knee. In fact, that dude had just presented her a huge bouquet of black roses. The flower language for black roses was, "You are a demon, and you are all mine." Black flowers. As she looked at the bouquet, Luna suddenly felt a weird emotion rise in her. Trevor suddenly said, "Call him." Huh? Call who? Luna was stunned. Cameron. Second senior brother? Call him over. Luna was instantly dumbfounded. Pfft. So, this was first senior brother's main objective. No wonder we met up here. He had actually used me to attract second senior brother here. The last time, second senior brother had used a lowly way to defeat him. If she called second senior brother here now, the end of him would be... First senior brother, have you misunderstood? Why would I be able to contact second senior brother? To tell you the truth, after meeting the last time, I haven't been in contact with him, Luna replied with an honest and sincere expression. Trevor nonchalantly arranged his collar and said, "If he doesn't come, you'll fight with me." Luna grabbed her phone and dialed. "Hello, second senior brother." "Second senior brother, hey. Come to bar number 8 to drink." "Yep, bar number 8. Come quickly. I'll be waiting. There are many pretty girls here. Hurry. It's okay if you don't have money, I'll pay." Chapter 936. Luna ended the call as soon as possible, then looked at Trevor nervously. "First senior brother, is that all right?" Trevor fondled the wine glass on the table and took a sip, leaving traces of wine on his lips. Behind his glasses, his eyes were full of bloodlust. "Second senior brother, I'm sorry, first senior brother is too scary." No one knew why first brother senior had come back this time, but capturing second senior brother was definitely his priority, even more so than an S-ranked mission. It was surely because of second senior brother's dirty trick the last time. Luna was too afraid to talk to Trevor. She did not need to look at him to know that Trevor was extremely dangerous now. She downed the glass of beer in front of her. When she noticed that Trevor was not looking over, she tried to take her phone out sneakily and was thinking of sending Cameron a warning message. As she was about to type, Trevor's radar-like senses picked up on her intentions and he glared at her. Luna was intimidated and she quickly smiled to cover up. I'm trying to send second senior brother a message and tell him our room number, you know, in case he can't find us. Trevor extended his arm, signaling her to pass him the phone. Luna surrendered it obediently. She then saw Trevor sending a message to Cameron using her phone. What did he send? Luna took a peek at Trevor's vampire-like pale fingers typing a message, Room C, Table 13. Come quickly, I'm waiting for you. He then returned the phone to Luna emotionlessly. Luna was speechless. Goosebumps rose on her skin when she saw how senior brother imitated the way she sent her messages. Just how much did he want to torture second senior brother? Time passed by and Luna was getting more and more irritated. Well, since first senior brother is going to settle some private matters with second senior brother, can I leave first? I promise that I won't tell him about it. You know I won't dare to. No, Trevor replied without hesitation. I've nothing to do here. Luna almost cried. I'm going to serve you an example, Trevor said coldly. Ugh. Luna just stood there on the verge of breaking down. Whatever was going to happen to second senior brother would be an example to her. As Luna felt dreadful, Cameron called her phone. Hey, little junior sister, where's your table? It was Cameron's ever-cheerful voice. You're here? So quickly? Luna was surprised and she turned to look at the entrance. Didn't you say that there are a lot of pretty girls? Of course, I'd be quick. Cameron replied cheerily. Luna saw Cameron walk in. He really did dress up. He wore a snug black top with a gaping collar, proudly showing his buff chest. He also had a silver skull ring on his finger and his curly dark hair was combed back, highlighting his charming smile. He looked just like himself. Chapter 937. With her phone to her ear, Luna crossed her fingers on her other hand, then said, We're at your 2 o'clock. Oh, I see you. But why aren't there any girls? Where are they? Little junior sister, what's wrong with your eye? Are you alright? Cameron walked over, still focused on his objective of picking up chicks and not noticing Luna trying to signal him with her eyes. Luna sat in a dark corner, and from his point of view, he could only see Luna alone on the sofa. There was no one with her. What's that on your right? He saw a man with gold-framed glasses sitting quietly beside her with a wine glass in his hand and Cameron freaked out. Luna said in a weak voice, As you can see, it's first senior brother. Damn you, Wood. What about the girls? You betrayed me. You're so dead. Cameron yelled as he was tried to look for an escape route. How naive. As he turned around, he felt pressure on his waist. A silver whip was wrapped around him and he was pulled backwards. He rolled on the floor and crashed into a cold, sinister person. Cameron tried to get the whip off but it was not working. He turned his head around and forced a smile. Hey, baby, long time no see. I didn't expect such a warm welcome from you, you're making me embarrassed. Luna covered her face. He was still trying to flirt right on the doorstep of death. Trevor said coldly and slowly, I have something even more welcoming. Want to try? Cameron's wrist was about to break, so he cried, Be gentler, baby. Who's going to fight with you if you break me? We still have a long way ahead. Shut up. Trevor held him firmly and they left the bar. Cameron walked in front while Trevor controlled him from the back. To anyone else, they just seemed like close friends on a night out. Luna tried to take the opportunity to sneak away but the both of them spoke to her simultaneously. Did you forget what I said? Trevor said. You bastard, I'll never forgive you if I die tonight. Cameron yelled. Luna was speechless. Luna followed them obediently and mumbled, "What can I do here? The difference is just watching you die and not watching you die. You betrayed me knowing that I'd die." Cameron roared. Luna was incensed. "Don't you know how scary he is? If you were in my position, would you have done anything else?" Cameron yelled frustratedly, "I'd surely betray you. I'm not stupid." Moments later, Trevor led him into a quiet alley. It was a dead end and there were high walls on both sides. Plus the only way out was blocked by Trevor. What a perfect spot to dispose of someone. After he got free of the whip, Cameron rubbed his wrists sourly. "Come on, Trevor, I just beat you that one time. What do you want now?" Luna's mouth twitched. Stupid, arrogant fool, mentioning his victory now. As expected, Trevor's expression darkened and his hand reached for his glasses. "Choose a way to die." Cameron gulped. "Can I die happily?" Chapter 938. "I think you're still not learning your lesson here." Trevor slowly removed his glasses. Cameron freaked out. "Hey, don't always take off your glasses suddenly, alright? Let's talk this out." He was too late. Trevor's bloodlust was boldly directed at him and the fierce beast inside him was uncaged. Trevor ran his fingers through his hair, then he flung his glasses towards Luna. Luna quickly and carefully took the glasses. She made a cheering gesture. "First senior brother, all the best." Cameron shook his fist at her. "You bastard, if I'm still alive later, I'll kill you." Luna waved at him. "Talk to me later if you survive." Trevor started the assault and each of them aimed at the other's weak points. Soon, Trevor went into manic mode. Luna was holding the pair of glasses and her bouquet of black flowers, standing at the far end of the alley. "You're done for, second senior brother. First senior brother has gotten way better." "Shut up. I've improved as well, alright? I'm going to prove. You dare to get distracted while fighting with me." They were really going at it. Luna could see that both of them were doing their very best. In the end, they lost sight of everything else. Trevor clawed at Cameron's throat. "Why?" Cameron smiled grimly and dodged Trevor's fatal blow, then he countered, "It'll be dangerous for you to get distracted as well." Luna looked on silently as she saw first senior brother's pained expression. Why? She knew that first senior brother was asking why second senior brother had betrayed him. She had joined the organization halfway in and when she had left, she had done so on her own, but what about second senior brother? Second senior brother had always regarded the organization as his home. He respected first senior brother like his real brother and master was practically his father, so what made him betray all of them? Cameron. I'm asking you again. Why? Trevor roared, his expression like a madman's. It was obvious that Trevor had put himself through some hellish training and his power had increased significantly. Cameron was barely hanging in there. Most importantly, she could see that Cameron seemed demotivated to fight anymore. However, first senior brother would definitely not stop because he could not control himself either. If this continued, Cameron would definitely be gravely injured or even die. As she saw Trevor's grip on Cameron's throat getting tighter, Luna clenched her teeth, then she put the things she was holding down and rushed between them, crashing into Trevor. Both of them flew apart. Cameron was coughing hard. Trevor glared at Luna. Go away. Luna quickly said, First senior brother, calm down. Let's talk this out, alright? Trevor picked up his glasses from the ground. Cameron, and also you, Wood, I'm giving the both of you the last chance. Come back to the organization. Chapter 939. Even though she really missed first senior brother, third senior sister, and all her other brothers, she was still just a passing traveler to them. She still had to return to her own path in the end. I'm sorry, first senior brother, I think you know my current situation too. There's no way I could return to that kind of lifestyle with all that fighting and killing. Most importantly, there are barely any cute girls in the organization anymore. I've wanted to bring this up this many times. Would it kill you to get more cute girls as part of the employee benefits? When she finished the last sentence, Luna was fuming angry. Cameron and Trevor had no words to reply her with. The few guys in the organization had yet to complain, yet she had the nerve to feel indignantly unjustified, so what was this sudden outrage about? Don't tell them that the reason she had left was because of this? Now that they recalled, she had indeed fought with Satan many times over this, and every time, she had been mercilessly rejected. At last, the only gentle girl left that they knew, Annie, was also rescued by Luna back to the organization on her own accord without any permission. After Annie was brought back, she was almost thrown into the sea by Satan, and the two of them had fought to the end of the world. Trevor pinched the area between his brows and looked towards Cameron. What about you? A frivolous expression remained on Cameron's face, yet this time, there was also a never-seen-before determination. Most definitely impossible. Trevor put on his glasses. I understand. Then, he looked up towards Cameron again. The person who visits the next time won't be me. He meant that apart from him, there would still be others coming to look for Cameron. Luna had joined the organization halfway and then left, so she had not formally become an apprentice. After all, she was mainly skilled at guns and machines and had only dabbled in martial arts, but Cameron was different. He had become an apprentice since he was young, so betraying them would really get him killed. When Cameron heard this, his brows raised. Apart from you, who else have I been afraid of? Trevor closed his eyes, his gaze serious. What if the master sets out personally? Your life is important, don't mess around anymore. Based on Cameron's talents, if he intended to, exceeding the master's level was just a matter of time. In the end, he did not further interrogate Cameron's reason for such a betrayal. He was worried that even he himself would not be able to handle the actual reason. Cameron saluted, showing that he would obey his orders. Of course, I still have to protect my measly life to mess with you. Apart from me, who else can satisfy you? Luna was speechless by this. She had initially been worried about so many possibilities, but at last, she was caught off guard and received this weird display of affection instead. She leaned against the wall looking like she was in utter pain. Enough, the two of you. Cameron instantly put his hand on his hips and laughed at the sky. This is karma, karma. I always have to watch you and Theo until my eyes are about to go blind. You're just jealous. Jealous that I escaped the single life. You'll be single forever. Hey. Who's single now? I still have Trevor. Trevor watched the two of them banter back and forth with a dull gaze. I'm leaving now. Luna responded, ah. So soon. Who knows when we'll be meeting the next time? We'll meet again very soon, said Trevor as he looked at her meaningfully, then he turned around to leave. As she watched the first senior brother's departing figure, Luna felt a little sad, then she scratched her head curiously. Meeting again very soon. What did the first senior brother mean? Cameron shot her a look. Cameron did not randomly return this time. I'm afraid they've started to move back to China. Luna's expression immediately changed. What, do you mean that this includes Satan? Has he returned too? That can't be right. Cameron spread his hands apart. The truth is right before you. Is there still time if I start properly practicing my martial arts now? Chapter 940. Is there still time if I start properly practicing my martial arts now? Luna looked at Cameron with sparkling eyes. Cameron pat her on her little head. My junior sister, do you think you're like me? With your talents, even if you start training from inside your mother's womb, you wouldn't make it in time. Luna was upset. I can't make myself talented. You're so talented, yet you can't defeat first senior brother. You're always losing to him. That's because I can't bear to win over him. Cameron justified. No, it's obviously because you have the cancer of laziness, wasting your talent. Luna looked at him condescendingly, then scoffed. What's so amazing about it? Whatever it is, I have someone influential to back me up. Oh, I cannot bear this. The provocation from tonight is too much. My heart is all over. I must go and look for baby little treasure to heal me. Luna stuffed the bouquet of black flowers into Cameron's hands, then rode away on her motorbike. What the hell? Cameron looked at the black roses Luna had stuffed into his hands, then picked out a pink note from the bouquet. Cameron read the words on the note, muttering to himself, "Without you, I am an aimless soul. Without you, my love has lost its foundation. Without you, I am an expressionless face. Without you, I am a heart that stopped beating. Without you, I am a ball of flames without heat. I am a small stream that runs towards you, the vast blue sea. Oh, are you willing to receive me? Elegant sea, oh, the small stream is awaiting your reply." When he read this, Cameron held his chest and pretended like he had been poisoned and wanted to vomit blood. My God. What the hell? He did not even need to ask to know who had given her this bouquet of flowers. He knew whose penmanship this cringy poem was from. No wonder Luna had been easily seduced by Theo. Good one. At Platinum Palace, it was late at night when he heard the sound of the door lock opening and light footsteps. Theo, who was a light sleeper, had woken up and gone downstairs. He was surprised to see Luna in the living room. Luna? It's late, why are you? Before he could finish, Luna had run over and tiptoed to kiss him. Theo was already asleep earlier. He wore pajamas, and with the sudden display of physical affection by the wife late at night, he was obviously still in a daze, but his instincts reacted right away. His arm reflexively held the girl's waist and searched for the small of her back, going deeper into the kiss. Amidst the cool night air came the gradual increase in heat. His familiar breath calmed Luna down. She looked up at him and said, "Big boss, please let me stay for the night. Can I sleep with little treasure tonight? I've just paid the rent." Theo looked contemplatively at the girl and then said in a low voice, "Is one kiss enough? True, little treasure is so cute. There should at least be two." Luna then delivered another kiss. Theo chuckled and accepted the girl's payment. "Why did you suddenly come over?" "I suddenly miss you and little treasure. Now, I want to hug little treasure. I'll go upstairs to shower and change first," Luna said impatiently. "Go then." Luna flew past him, leaving several black petals falling from her gently. Theo's fingers captured those black rose petals and his eyes darkened.